G'day fellas, and welcome back to another game of Age of Empires 4 where we're going to be watching a matchup that I personally love. This is a matchup where you're going to see beautiful base building from the Chinese up against a timing attack from the Ottomans that is quite honestly the most difficult to deal with attack probably in the game at the moment. It rivals the timing attack that we saw out of the Rus back in the good old days. You guys remember Hut? The Australian player who revolutionized the way the Rus was played. In fact, I think it might have even been Iaguas. Yeah, you know what? It was Iaguas. It was called the Guz build back in the day. Well, I guess Hut popularized it. I mean, that's kind of like saying, well, Domino's Pie popularized pizza. Pizza was already popular by then. No, it was, I mean, Hut abused it. The Guz build was this crazy build order for the Rus where you got like a wooden fortress on your wood line as the Rus, and you made 3 archery ranges proxied on a boar, and then you just killed your enemy with them. And eventually you went up to like 5 ranges, and you put down a barracks or a stable and all that kind of crazy stuff. And anyway, it's been a long time since we've seen that kind of strategy from the Rus, but what's replaced it has definitely been this Ottoman attack that has been relentless in the early game. So I'm curious to see exactly how Puppy Paw looks to play this. Just simply because I've played this matchup many a times before, and this, honestly, for China, feels like one of the most comfiest matchups that there is. Like, I remember the last time I played this matchup, I was sitting on the couch, it was raining outside, I had, like, my Spotify was on. What was I listening to? Probably, like, some lo-fi. I had my hot chocolate. I was so comfy. And that's simply because the time that it takes for the attack of the Ottomans to ramp up, you're already chilling. You are in the back of the limousine. You're with the ice cream. You know what I'm talking about. We're Bing. We're chilling. And there is a timing window that the Ottomans look to try and exploit. But for the Chinese, by the time that you've already attacked that window, they're already comfortable. They've already got that second town center up. They've already got the Chikunu beginning to be made. Now, the one question I'm going to have, though, is whether Averley looks to go into a second town center or not. Because there are different ways to play this matchup against the Ottomans, but the one thing that you're always going to be looking for in this matchup is Chikunu. It's a unit that is probably I know for a fact, and I probably shouldn't say it, but there are many top level players that think the Chikunu is absolutely broken. They think it needs to be nerfed. They think whether it needs some sort of damage reduction or attack speed reduction or a cost increase, it needs something. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's too good. Marine Lord in particular was a person who said the Chikunu by itself is fine. It's when they start adding spearmen that it's an issue. And that's kind of funny, right? It's kind of like, yeah, well, the knight is fine. It's when they add the archers, that's when I've got a problem. And like the spearman's the one saying it. And he's like, I can deal with the horsemen. I can deal with the knights. I just don't know how to deal with that guy with the bow. He just kills me so quickly. And I think that's just, you know, it's very interesting to hear at that top level the thoughts on balance. But anyway, we move forward, we move on. We've got the landmarks coming down. It's going to be the Imperial Academy for Averley. Over on the east side of the map, who I don't even think we've revealed yet or announced yet our players for today. On the east side of the map, in the color blue, playing as the Chinese, of course, we've got the lovely Averley. And over on the west side of the map, playing in the color red, it's, of course, Puppy Paw on the Ottomans. A beautiful matchup. We've got one of the best players in the world, Puppy Paw, going up. Probably top 20 player, Averley. Definitely not, not in my top 5, even though there's a lot of players in my top 5. Definitely more than 5. Unfortunately, Averley not in there just yet. He's got a way to go. But playing the Chinese, I'm sure he'll get there quickly. And you can see, falling a little bit for this bait from Puppy Paw. Ideally wants to bring all these villagers back so that they're right next to the mining camp. Puppy Paw doing a really good job of getting value out of this early military school. And we see the first of the spears coming through, second one on the way as well. And already a mining camp going to be thrown down. So might even be looking for a second military school, or it could be a second town center. I think it depends what his enemy goes onto. And look at this. Averley just getting caught up. So caught up right now, like Usher in a music video from, oh gosh, he's doing a lot of damage here, isn't he? Villager? Villager? Oh my lord. Okay, that was that. Calculated. 1 health left. Age up comes through though. Both players now reaching the feudal age. Averley going to be looking to drop down his Barbican. Where does he go with the Barbican? Only 2 vills moving forward. Probably going to need more than that. I suspect the additional spears are going to be on the way through, and you can see Averley just like, oh man, these spears are relentless. And unfortunately, yes, they are quite relentless. So a couple more vills going to be coming out now, up to 5. This is definitely the right call. Secures up the wood line, secures up the deer, and we can see Puppy Paw just going to be his classic self. Look at this, the shift cues coming through on all of these deer. He's just trying his best to push them away, and will do so very successfully. So really nice job. Spearman's starting to move in. He's got his little torch out, so might be able to find a villager kill or 2 here. I thought the 5 villagers probably would have been able to get it up in time. But we can see there's now pressure underneath the Barbican. Villager number 1 moves back. Villager 2 going to have to jump off the line as well. He's going to try and look to focus down that villager. Nope, falls back towards the Barbican. Should be able to even potentially get 1. He might have to run it in the opposite direction. That's going to be the case. The villager goes down, though. So 1 early kill here for Puppy Paw. He's going to be really happy with that. Barbican does get filled out with a couple of villagers. But still, I think Puppy Paw is going to be very happy with that, considering he got the spears for free. So let's ride on board with Puppy and see how he's doing. He did only collect 100 stone. So to me, it looks like it might be a case that he is going for... normally when you see players collect 100 stone, I know this is a little bit strange, it normally means that they're going castle. Because if they collect the 200 stone, it means that they're going to place a military school and then they're going to go military campus. Whereas if they're going castle, they don't actually need to collect that extra 100 stone because they'll get the 3rd military school in the castle age anyway. And then it's a lot to gather. So first of the Vizier points come through. It's going to be the Imam. It's going to be the Imam riding on his donkey out towards the battle with his drums on the back, looking to pick up some relic. No, it's not. It's going to be the meta. Of course, it's going to be the meta. So at this point in the game, Averley's very, very comfortable, but he's only playing the 1 TC, which is almost, there's a part of me that says it's a little bit scarier playing 1 TC against Ottomans than it is playing 2 TC against Ottomans. The main thing that you've got to deal with against the Ottomans early on are those spears. And you could see that there was quite a lot of pressure put out by those spears, despite them being for free. But I think Averley's done a pretty decent job holding on. Only lost the 1 vill so far. And the Chikunu mass is going to start building here. Throws down a 2nd archery range. And if there's anything that gives you an indication of what the plan of Averley is, it's the fact there's a 2nd archery range. This isn't just a defense. This has become an offense. Question is, how does he look to apply that pressure? When we take a look at the resources available over to Puppy Paw, obviously you've got a lot of safe resources here underneath the town center. The Twin Minaret Madrasa are going to be providing plenty of food. But wood is somewhat exposed towards the top side of the base. Especially these military schools, expensive buildings. Don't be surprised if Averley looks to get the, to try his best to get the battering rams out. Obviously a very popular strat is just making a lot of Chikunu, making a couple battering rams and killing your enemy. Works at all levels. Doesn't matter whether you're bronze, gold, or conqueror. An effective strategy. Definitely one that was one of my favorites back in the day. And now we can see those numbers really starting to climb here. Averley at 8 minutes through. Sitting on 9 Chikunu. Definitely not the highest that he could be. He's obviously had to deal with a lot of pressure early on, but let's check in now with Puppy Paw. We'll ride on board as the upgrades start to come through. Going to be going for ranged armor. Definitely the right call up against Chikunu. For anybody who doesn't know how this unit works and why it's so effective, it's because of its burst attack. That means that every time it fires, it's not firing just 1 attack, doing 4+1 damage. It's firing 3 attacks, dealing 4+1 damage. But on the opposite side of that, it also means that with 3 burst attacks, means that there's 3 opportunities for armor to negate those attacks. Which means that having an extra 1 ranged armor, it's actually giving you a reduction in 3 damage. And if you can combine the meta with it to give you another reduction in armor of 1 point, that's up to 6 damage you can mitigate from a Chikunu early on. Especially units like the Sipahi, they become very effective against the Chikunu because they've got a base of 2, and they go up to +3 with their iron undermesh, and then the meta can give them up to +4. So the Chikunu are only doing 1 damage. Used to be only 2 civs that could have access to such a powerful armored unit in the feudal age, the French and the Rus. But no longer is that the case. The Sipahi also get up to 4 armor. Of course, the correct play is just to focus down the meta so that you don't have to worry about that ranged armor anymore. But look at the Chikunu numbers really starting to build here. He's thrown down another archery range, and we do see a barracks, interestingly, getting placed down here. Averley going to be running only the 12 vils on food, which is the correct number. You only want 12 vils on food. Since the villager changed, I have noticed that the 12 villagers on food feels a little bit too much. You start stacking up food, especially if you go for early upgrades. It doesn't look like he's gone for any early upgrades, so very much an all-in strategy from here. Let's ride on board with him now, as he looks to go up against Puppy Paw. Now, Puppy Paw not at any point really looking to go to the castle age, which is interesting, because it definitely seemed like he was going to be doing that, but now starting to gather up a bit more stone. That's a lot of villagers, actually, on stone. He's not just going to be gathering resources here for a third military school. He's going to be going into a second town center by the looks of it. So probably going to be running both of those. He's just going to be careful with this attack, though. I'm very concerned that if he pushes into this, that Averley can just pounce upon him. Chikunu numbers are building. He's up to 8 meta, though. Keep in mind, they do have that ranged armor. The meta can switch at any point in time, changing it over from attack speed to ranged armor, and that's exactly what you want to be doing here. As Puppy Paw, you want to make sure you've got that ranged armor. And now we see that second town center going to be coming down right in front of the deer pack. So looking to try and connect up these villagers, keep them a little bit safer, and definitely the right call for Puppy Paw to be coming back here. I wouldn't be surprised if he looks for an age up now. I think this is a decent window for him. The problem is he doesn't know what his enemy's doing, and he doesn't have the scout at the enemy base. The Barbican's doing a pretty good job. So realistically, like, Averley could be pushing out right now. There could be 4 battering rams underway, and you can see, look at the resources he's got in the bank. There's battering rams on the way, whether you like it or not. Siege engineering's not through just yet, but you don't stack up 860 wood as the Chinese 11 minutes into the feudal age with this many Chikunu and put down farms. No, sorry, Bob. That is not your plan at all. Where's that siege engineering through, though? It's very, very late. There it is, finally coming through. And Averley looking to put on the hurt now. This is where it starts to get exciting. Oh, I'm getting excited. I'm getting all juiced up right now. I'm really starting to look forward to how this is going to go down, because Averley, of course, on the Chinese, he comes into this game as the favorite with the civilization, but up against someone like Puppy Paw, I don't know whether you'd call him the favorite. I feel like you'd probably call him the underdog. Meta, still yet to switch over to the ranged defense drums. Little bit of a mistake from Puppy Paw. Hopefully he fixes that up, and you can see that resource allocation almost indicating the fact that he is thinking about going to castle. And now the rams coming down. Remember, whenever you're looking for a ram attack, this is something I often talk about over on Patreon, which, if you want to improve, check it out. Replay reviews, private coaching, plenty of good stuff there over on Patreon. Whenever you're attacking with rams, always look to attack with more than one. You don't want to be attacking with a single ram. Very easy to pick off. Ideally, 3. 3 is like the perfect number. But if you can go with more than that, then definitely look to do it. Chikunu numbers now starting to build. And Puppy Paw, I'm assuming he's a bit worried at this point. We're going to go into the cinematic mode, because there are a lot of units on the screen looking to battle it out right now. And I want to clear it up. Continues pushing through. Meta on the backside. Chikunu looking to focus down. Plenty of units on the front. Let's see how much damage he's able to do. Spears are in the back. Going to be able to move them forward. Focusing down a lot of these units, and you can just tell by the way that they melt to all of these Chikunu. He doesn't have the ranged armor, and he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. Meta's on the front line. Meta's going to get focused down. He's got a second one in the rear, though. Second one in the rear with the gear. Spears, numbers are dwindling. Chikunu moving up, but the battering rams are doing absolute work here. He's got them taking down all the infrastructure, and look at how quickly he's just burned through all of the Sipahi here. Chikunu going to be falling back. Village is going to get pulled here. Definitely the right call. We'll need to pull these back, making sure that he keeps those battering rams safe. He is going to be able to take out, it looks like, the first of the military schools. Oh, he murdered the sheep! Averley, you don't take out the sheep. Meta goes down. That's a huge loss right now, because now it is just raw archers against raw Chikunu, and I can tell you right now, Chikunu win that one with flying colors. Looks like it. We've got another. Oh, he didn't actually get the military school. Managed to keep it alive, but now the village is going to become the target of the Chikunu. Archers teeing off on the top side, managing to try and keep them at bay, but the village is still going down. He's picked up a couple. Definitely picked up quite a couple here. Let's have a look and see. He's up to 8 worker kills. Really nice numbers there from Averley. He's got a 5 villager lead despite being down a town center against his enemy. More villagers going to get pulled in this situation. He's microing his heart out right now. And you can definitely see Puppy Paw is thinking about going towards the castle age. Despite this attack, he's thinking, you know what? I think I can survive it. I can get to castle. The vills have been pulled, though, at this point. All the villagers over on gold, over on this west side, have just been moved. You can see he was on 0 gold a minute. Now he's put 6 vills on gold. He wants to get into castle age, get that mangonel pressure out. The problem is he needs a meta. He really badly needs a meta. You can't be fighting Chikunu without the meta. That extra 1 armor just gives you so much more flexibility against these units, and now we start to see more battering rams coming through. And look at the commitment coming in right now from Averley. This Chinese strategy is still well and truly alive. Even though we are very far through 2023, a popular strategy from 2022, which excelled in Season 3, is really still quite here and quite strong. As I mentioned before, this is a good matchup for China. But Puppy Paw is an incredibly talented player. And he's definitely trying to find his way back into this game. The battering rams are just sieging down the base. He's got down 1 production building for each ram. Very nice find. And now look at this behind the scenes. Even more units. Going to be throwing down battering rams. He's going to be going up to a total of 5 battering rams here. Does a little bit of a ram dance. It's been a while since I've seen it. But I know a ram dance when I see it. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. All these archery range is going to be coming down now. When it comes to replacing these production buildings, remember that the Ottomans do have a reduced cost on their production. Still needs that meta. You can see the meta is in queue at the moment. It's got to be back here. No, there we go. Oh god, it's still another 30 seconds away. Please, we need this out ASAP. And he's lost so much of the production, and you can see he's put plenty of units in the queue. But still, not a lot of resources in the bank. Meanwhile, Averley's just pumping units towards this front. 4 battering rams out now. 5th one, 6th one. Chikunu just going to be fighting up against the archers. Without the meta here, though, this is what makes it so difficult to fight. He can't be fighting against this without the meta. He needs to have the meta here. I think that was a Sipahi that went down. Meta finally coming out. Should hopefully move it onto the ranged defense drums. Should immediately... Ranged defense drums, hold position, put the archers in the front. Come on, Puppy Paw. I don't want to tell you how to cook your eggs. And you can see immediately Averley spots out that town center to the top, and he's like, actually, let's go for that. We've killed all the production here. Let's just kill the scaling. That's what he's going to go for. Meta moving forward. Still on the attack speed for the moment. Ville's going to get pulled. Oh, my lord. There's so many villagers getting pulled right now. But look at the battering ram numbers. It's not going to matter. He's not going to be able to take all of them out in time. The town center is surely going to be going down. And at this point, I feel like he can just commit to all of the villagers. Does he look to focus down the meta? Meta on the backside. Still on the range. He's got the attack speed. Meta does get focused down. And he's just going to be able to take out all of the villagers. Now, look at the worker kills. 22 worker kills. He's up 10 villagers here. Down a town center as well. Keep that in mind. Puppy Paw is down a TC at this point. And the numbers just continue building. Puppy Paw in real trouble. He's trying his best to hold on. More Chikunu are going to be joining into the battle. He's managing to live his life a little bit, but the reinforcements are way too strong. Look at the reinforcements from Averley. And good game going to get called. Averley able to take out one of the best players in the world right now with this strategy. You thought this strategy died in 2022, Season 3. No, sorry, Bob. It is back, and it is better than ever. Great, well played by Averley. Now, fellas, I'll leave a link in the description of where you can go watch Averley, where you can go watch Puppy Paw, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.